Hello 2020 design users, and welcome to this 2020 webinar. My name is Santiago Morales. I'm the product manager for 2020 design. First of all, we're going to do a recap of maybe a couple of features of V11, namely the cloud, the user texture, and the lighting wizard. And then we'll delve into the actual new features of 11.7, which are legend enhancements, the background rendering, I think you're going to love this one, and then the collision list. So what I'll be using today is a kit file that was provided to us by Jessica Albert. She's actually one of our contestants that participated to the Inspirational Award, and she won in the transitional category, I think. So we're going to start off with 2020 Cloud. So I'm going to just bring over design over here. This is Jessica's Auburn kit file. So this is our kitchen. And what I wanted to demonstrate now is the 2020 Cloud. So this is where it is on the right side of design. And if you don't see it, no worries. There's a way to get back access to it. You just go straight to the item ribbon, and you can actually select it here from the 2020 Cloud button. So deactivate it, activate it. So in this case, it's active, and we're going to go through a couple of these tabs. So as you can see, the 2020 browser or window is composed of two tabs. The News tabs, which provide you all the latest updates of the cloud. So this is where you are in tune onto the latest advancement, the latest manufacturer catalogs that have been added to the cloud. So a quick way to see what's going on with the activity of the cloud. The second tab is actually the Browse tab. So here is where you're going to actually select the items from the cloud. In order to do so, in order to get access to this browser, you need to be signed in. And how do you do that? Quite easily through the sign in button at the top right. In this case, I'm going to sign in myself. Okay, and now, where do you get your credentials? How do you create that account? You need to make sure you create a 2020 Cloud account. You do that by registering to the 2020 Cloud. There's a quick link here. You just click on this register button and brings you up to a web page where you create a cloud account. Once you've created it, you just need to enter your credentials here and sign in. Oh, sorry, I think I did a mistake by typing in my password. Give me just a second. And there we go. So I'm signed in, and now it unlocks the Browse tab. So this is this is your first view of the cloud. It's quite simple. We have a couple of fields here that filters out the cloud content, and you can see that you have a wide selection of manufacturers. This is a list of manufacturers that are available here in North America. And by the way, this is very market driven. While you sign in and create your cloud account, you're going to be asked to which market you're assigned to. So if you're in North America, you're going to have the North American catalog. If you're in Europe, you'll have a different category or list of catalogs. All right. So as you can see, I have a broad selection of catalogs, and in this case, the cloud contains what we call non-configurable items. More specifically to you are the appliances and the decorative items. So what I like about the cloud is that you can easily navigate through all these catalogs by simply maybe applying a filter. In this case, I might want to look for a decorative item, so maybe a magazine. I'm just going to type a few letters, mag. I don't need to type the whole word. I just type here the first letter of magazine, and already I have 3 types of matching items. And your next question is going to be, how do I put this item onto my design? Well, quite easily, just by simply drag and dropping. Just grab my magazine, put it on my countertop, place it to my liking, and there it is. Click OK, and now, just in a couple click of a button, I have a new items from the cloud. Let's say I want to take a quick look, a quick glance of it. I'm just going to launch a small perspective. And here is my island with that. Oh, I'm just going to remove a couple clipping here. There it is. There's my island with that magazine. So quite simple, quite easy to import an item from the cloud. Another capability is to replace an item from the cloud. It's quite simple again. I make sure that it's selected, and maybe I want to replace it with another magazine. I'm going to select this other magazine and click Replace. Okay. If I go back to my perspective, you'll notice that that new magazine is now on my island. So very fast, very easy to use, very convenient, and it permits you to browse through various catalogs. And I'd like to ponder that a bit more. As you saw, there's a lot of catalogs here, and this capability allows you to navigate through all the catalogs. That's one of the capabilities we didn't have with a file-based system. The way you're currently used to navigating through catalog, you can only search through a single catalog at a time. In the cloud, we've unlocked that feature to make sure that all the items are accessible from the cloud. So in summary, what's the advantage of the cloud? Well, that's a good question. First of all, you need to know that all the items on cloud are normalized and they're standardized. So that means your design in all will be a lot more stable with respect to, let's say, for example, you're using a SketchUp item that you're not totally sure who has developed those items. Well, in this case, we make sure that they abide by certain standards. All the cloud items have been tested and have been imported into the design previously. The other advantage of the cloud is that all the items are up to date. So if you're looking for an appliance, we're going to make sure that it's the latest and greatest that's available on the market. So that's a nice, another great advantage of the cloud. Okay, so what we're going to do now, on to our next topic. We're going to delve into a bit more on user texture and lighting wizard. Bring up design again, and maybe move to the right, and select my camera. Place this camera and look at this back wall that's of interest to me. What I'm going to do, I'm going to launch a quick perspective. So here's my wall. Here's my fireplace, which has a brick wall onto it. So I'm going to quickly change the material of that brick wall. So what I'm going to do is select these walls. I know they're wall 18, 17, and 19. And I'm going to go through material. And here is my browsing of textures. So these are the textures that are today available on my common catalog texture. I can go into this user texture library, which is actually a library of pictures that I've been keeping track of. Where do I get these pictures? Well, basically anywhere. They could be from manufacturer site. I just download their picture of the tile. Or they can be a picture that I've taken on myself. Maybe I like the texture of a sofa. I just take a picture of it, put it on my folders, and import it in the site. So how do I do that? How do I import pictures that I've taken? Quite simply, just by clicking the browse to add a texture with a file. I click on this button, and here I have, this is my computer, where I save a bunch of pictures of a texture that I like to load up. So what I'll do here is I'll load up a picture. Let's say I like this one. Click Open. And now this texture is available in design. So as simply as that. So here, from my list of texture, I want to change the texture of my fireplace. So what I'll do is I'll select maybe something in white tiling, click OK, click Apply, and OK. And then I'm going to look again at my fireplace, which has totally changed from the brick-looking wall through a nice white tiling. So very, very simple, easy to import, the easier navigation through a texture and through the thumbnails capability, so you can actually see the texture that you're importing, and the quick application of them onto any texture or wall that you'd like to apply them on. Okay, awesome. So we're going to go to the next feature, which is the Lighting Wizard. So what is a Lighting Wizard? Lighting Wizard is a tool that's embedded into design. It's actually selectable here from the Items ribbon, and it permits you to easily add lighting to cabinets of your kitchen. I'm just going to go ahead and bring this up for you. So here's my Lighting Wizard tool. So as you're going to see, it's going to be fairly simple to add a bunch of lighting to your design. So there's a couple of presets you can use: standard, deluxe, premium, or you can go full custom. What I like to do personally is go straight to premium, which provides me the brighter selection of possibility. So here I have 4 sections where I can add lightings to: overwall cabinets, underwall cabinets, inside wall cabinets, which has glass doors, and toe kicks. So here's a visual representation of all these 4 sections: above, inside, underneath, toe kick. Now in this case, in this design, I know the molding on top of the cabinets go all the way up to the ceiling. So I don't need lighting on top of here. So I'm just going to remove them. All right. Underwall cabinets, maybe I'm not too crazy about puck lights. I might just change this up to flex strips. And then I can select the intensity or the power, and maybe have a dimming capability. And I'm okay with all these different settings, and I'll just go ahead and press OK. Go back to my kitchen. There's my island from before, and now as you can see, lights have been added to my design. Inside cabinets, underneath wall cabinets, and toe kicks. So as you can see, just with a few clicks, I've been able to add lighting to all my design. So very, very powerful tool to enhance your design and the looking factor of it. Cool. On to the next topic. Oh, we're going now to the what's new in 11.7. I think this is what most of you were waiting for, so let's go right to it. Legend Enhancement. The Legend feature has been available in the past and is always there, but what we've done is make it more accessible to the end user. Easier to access and better representation to get a better situational awareness to the end user of which cabinets are located where. So I'll go into the detail and explain to you what I mean. In this busy kitchen for Jessica, I have a bunch of cabinets with all these labels on them, with the user codes, and it's quite a busy kitchen. So you might want to do is add a legend to it. So what you do is you add legends. So that's one of the access we've provided is easier access to legends. So right-click on the floor plan, legend, brings up the display settings for all, and brings you into the legend tab. So the first thing you want to do is set automatic legend. Now on this catalog list is all the catalogs that are going to be applied or they're going to have a legend associated to them. So all new manufacturers that you're unloading or loading to your design will automatically be checked on. You can go back and visit and remove them to your will if you don't want to see legend for those manufacturers. An example of legends you don't want to see, maybe your appliances. If you're not too crazy having legends on appliances, you can easily go back to the manufacturer appliance and remove it, untick them. I'm going to just go ahead and apply and OK. So here's my long legend. As you see, all the cabinets have been replaced with numbers. So one of the problems that we had in the past is that this can sometimes be very long and not too fun to look at or to place. So what we've added is just a right-click functionality on this to separate or to segregate all this information into various columns. In this case, I'm going to choose 3 columns so there's easier representation of these legends. Okay, so this is quite simple, not a lot of big improvement yet. What I like to focus your attention on is a unique numbering system that we've developed for 11.7. If I go ahead and explain to you what I mean, if I go to architecture, I'm just going to go to the Architecture tab so I can bring up the elevation of that wall. Click. Give it a second. I think I might have something. Oh, there it is. Okay. And go back to this view, and I have my legend here. And I like to apply a legend to this to the elevation view as well. So I'm going to right-click, legend again, same mechanism, and apply automatic legend. Apply. Okay, so the way legend used to work in the previous version is that every view, every numbering system restarted from number 1. So a cabinet on this view might have a different number than on the floor plan, which was hard to differentiate or to identify each cabinet. So in this case, what we've done is normalize this so that every cabinet remain with the same numbers. So in this case, cabinet number 10 on the floor plan has the same number as on the elevation view. So again, increasing in situational awareness, so you actually are better aware of which cabinet is where, and you have an easier representation, so you can display this information or provide this information to your installation crew, so they have the same reference for the same cabinet across all views. So if I were to add another elevation, again, the items would match. And furthermore, we took it a step further, and for those of you who are using reports, you'll be interested to know, in this case I'm talking about installation, that we've also added the capability to add legends to reports. From the legend, I select legends from the active floor plan, select it on, press view. We'll just give it a second until it processes the information and creates my report for me. And you'll see that we've added a column, and all these items have now a matching item or legend number on the floor plan, on the elevation, and on the report. So here's my report, and if I go down to where there's actually that catalog here we go. I have the legend column, and underneath I have the number of the legend number of that item. So there you go. Easier way to identify every location of all your cabinets. So a better experience for the designer, a better experience for the installation crew as well, and reduction of errors. Okay, I hope you appreciate that. On to my next topic, background rendering. All right, this is what I think we're most proud of in terms of feature for 11.7. I'm just going to go ahead and close this up for you. And I'm going to load the legend. Here's my kit file. So the way we used to do is we have a kit file and we start off with our perspective. So until there, no change for you. Well, maybe a little change. We added the progress bar here to show you actually progress of what's going on and how much time is left, or give an appreciation of if it's to the point of closure or completeness. So far no change. What we've done is added or change this icon here, which will launch the high quality rendering onto a separate process. I'm just going to click on this for a second and let it process. So what it's doing right now, it's open up a new process, and it's actually saving the kit file and transferring the kit file onto that separate process. And I'll let you explain in a minute what's the advantage. So as it's doing so, it's creating the 3D rendering shapes, and you'll see in a second that an icon appear on the bottom. Okay, your high quality rendering is now done on a separate process. Why is that great? Because now you can continue to use design. You can actually change your perspective. You can actually make changes to design or work on another kitchen altogether. So huge increase in productivity while your high quality is done in the background. And we've added that progress bar also so you can actually have an estimate of how much time is remaining. So now, once the high quality rendering is complete, you can do a couple of touch-ups and play with the exposure maybe, and you have a nice high quality render. If you're happy about this high quality rendering, we provided the capability in this window to unlock it. And perhaps you want to make this one bigger. You liked what it looks like. You like your lighting. Increase the size of the high quality rendering. And maybe you want to go to a higher set of quality and relaunch this again. This is going to take a bit more time because it's doing a lot more processing in high quality mode. But the good news is that you're no longer locked until this process is completed. You can continue using design the way you used to. Or, the new way, which is continue working with it, or again, working on a separate kit file, a separate design, a separate customer, while this one is rendering. So pretty cool. We're pretty happy about this. And the added bonus, the added candy, if I may, is that the background process also applies to the 360 panels. So imagine 360 panels, which is essentially 6 pictures of high quality rendering or being completed in the background while you continue working on design. Cool. I hope you like that one. Okay, on to our next topic. Close this up. Collision list. So this is something we had in the back pocket for a while, but we've completed this. Hopefully some of you will see a very good added benefit. We surely do. I'm just going to bring up design, go into this new kit file that I have, where we have a couple of cabinets here that are in collision. So you can see that they have a pattern of the collision, which is quite frequent for some of us. So what we have is, in the past, is a clear indication there was a collision, but we were not sure what items were colliding with what. So we unlocked this capability for you and are now able to provide you with a list of items that are being colliding. So what are we doing here? So if we slowly mouse over this item, you'll see in the bottom right corner your item and all the other items that it's been in collision with. So there you go. So this is very nice to be able to quickly adjust and clean out a kitchen that has a colliding item, you're not too sure with what. And to give you an example of where the collision happened, it happened to me often when I'm trying to do switch item. When I'm using the switch item capability, certain manufacturers update their items, and the items are not necessarily the same width or height, which means the new replacing items now collide with older items. So now you'll be able to quickly mouse over each item and tell which item is colliding with what. So we see, again, a huge increase of productivity and efficiency by unlocking this feature for you. So we've done a tour of v11. We've looked at the cloud, 2020 cloud, how to import items from the cloud, how easy it is, how this personalized process will make for you to have a more stable design at the end. We've validated the cloud is also accurate, always up to date with the latest item information. We've looked at the user texture, how easy it is to import textures from your libraries, from pictures that you've taken, from pictures from the manufacturer website, and how you can easily add them to any material of your design. We've also looked at Lighting Wizard, which is an easy tool to add lighting to your kitchens, inside cabinets, above wall cabinets, underneath wall cabinets, and on the till kits. We've looked at the 3 features of 11.7, which are the Legends enhancement, so better representation of legends and items across all views. We looked at the new background rendering, which unlocks design and permits you to do designing while rendering in the background. And we finally closed out with the collision list. Okay, I just want to take a second to thank you all to attend our webinar today, and hope to see you again, hope to meet with you again on a future webinar. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.